So we already did a Last of Us clicker and just thought it would be fun to do a Stalker makeup this time. Time to bust out the latex. Build up the mushroom shelves with foam clay. These are all different sizes, so I can pick and choose when I do the makeup. And just decide on the fly. Want multiple pieces for the costume and to add on the skin. Once the clay is dry, covered it with some latex, just so the pieces don't pop off. Want larger and more detailed pieces for the head. Also want one for where the infection is starting to split the head open. And dry foam clay doesn't really bend well, so it's best to start this on a head form so it will already have that curve in it. Treating this the same as the first pieces. Latex, foam clay, more latex. Need some vines. Rolled some cotton and dipped it in latex. Kind of shape it from there and just add some wiggles. Now to get that look that the head is splitting, gonna use more of that cotton and latex for the skin around the fungus cluster. Overlap some more of those vines just to make it look more interesting. As far as the extra pieces, really don't want them to look this smooth, kind of boring. Use some cotton to add some texture and coat that with some latex. Really just making blobby areas. While that dries, want those tall little fungus that sticks out of the pieces we made. Using foam clay again, making random shapes and different sizes. All dried. The side that was on the palette is a little flat. I don't think that's a problem. That side's facing away from people. No one's gonna know but you. Paint some yellow and orange. Wanted a soft blend, so I did bust out the airbrush for this. Speaking of painting, we still gotta get those original pieces done. Nothing too crazy. I just mixed some lighter skin tone colors and some shading. Lighten up the fungus pieces and add a little bit of orange. Even brighter highlights in the skin just to make it look really nice and pale. Add just a little bit of red. Powdered and peel it off. The other pieces did the same treatment, but do want to add some of these to the costume. Glued pieces on and blended it down with some latex. Add some darker colors around the edge. That's just going to give the illusion that it's under the material. And yes, you can take the time and cut the holes and glue those pieces in the back side of the fabric, but this works just as well and it's a lot faster. Little glue to add the fungy fuzz using cotton. Now let's apply it all. Well, I like to favor my right side when doing asymmetrical makeups because it just makes it easier for filming and keeps my hand out of the way of the camera. But for some reason, when I built this, I did it on the wrong side, and it was at this exact moment I realized my screw up. We're just gonna go with it. So I paste down my hair where the piece will be using some Gorilla Snot Gel. And while that first coat dries, let's go ahead and glue down some other pieces. Put a little more gel. Now, there's only glue on the prosthetic that will be on my skin. The other part that's over the hair, I'm just gonna let the gel hold that in place because nobody wants glue in their hair. A few more pieces and more of those cotton veiny vines. Did put some Elmer's glue in my eyebrow to protect it because I wanted to put a piece over the hair. And I kind of want to still have two eyebrows when I'm done with this makeup. Blend the edges with some latex. Paint up the vines. Now to make the skin look a little under the weather. Add light colors and texture with a torn makeup sponge and a texture brush. Starting to look a little bit ill, and some shading is really going to get that effect. Sponged a little more of that brighter color, just for more texture on the overall look. Now for the little pieces sticking out, just randomly glue them in place. I ended up using thickened glue to help hold them up. Should probably take my hair down now and figure out where to put some of these little guys because I don't want to take my hair down later and end up knocking all those little guys off. Red eyeliner and a bit of shading around the eye is really gonna start to look creepy. Oh yeah, and a giant contact lens, that helps too. Now for my second favorite part, the fungy fuzz. Best part about this, if there's an edge you don't like, you can just hide it under the cotton. Mouth effects is the cherry on top for the look. Now if you'd rather just throw a mask on for a Last of Us look, instead of going through a whole makeup process, be sure to head over to the next video and see how you can make your own clicker mask.